For months, fans of Wei and Hu Yixuan have flooded social media with one question: what really happened between them? After 2 years of subtle interactions, interviews filled with hidden glances, and undeniable on-screen chemistry that once defined the romantic heartbeat of their collaborations, something seems to have shifted. The smiles that once lit up fan meetings have faded. The coordinated posts have stopped. The silence is deafening, and everyone feels it. Both stars have stayed quiet, but insiders say the tension began long before the fans notice. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the story to keep the light burning for truth and compassion. It all started innocently. Back in 2021, when Wei and Hu Yixuan worked together on Unforgettable Love, audiences couldn't get enough of their connection. The way they looked at each other, even off camera, became the talk of every fan page. Behind the scenes, multiple staff members hinted that their chemistry wasn't just acting. They were inseparable on set, one production assistant reportedly said. He always waited for her after filming. Even when the crew wrapped for the day, they'd stay back, laughing over lines or sharing snacks. Rumors began to swirl. Were they just co-stars, or something more? Miles, known for his calm and private personality, didn't address the whispers. But Hu Yixuan, who's always had a bright, open aura, seemed flustered every time the topic came up during interviews. Still, what fans saw was pure harmony, a pair who understood each other perfectly. No one imagined that behind the smiles, something fragile was forming, something that fame and timing could quietly destroy. By late 2022, both stars were booked with back-to-back projects. Miles began filming a new drama that required him to travel frequently. Hu Yixuan took on a demanding lead role that pushed her emotionally and physically. According to an anonymous stylist who worked with both, they tried to stay in touch, but it got complicated. They're both perfectionists. They both wanted to grow in their careers, but growth sometimes comes with distance. In the entertainment industry, timing is everything, and theirs was suddenly off. Fans noticed the shift first through subtle things. Fewer likes on each other's posts, no birthday messages, no behind-the-scenes clips together. Even during live promotions, the distance between them felt colder. The same fans who once called them the perfect pair began asking, "Are they okay?" Insiders close to the situation hinted that a miscommunication might have caused the emotional gap. Reports suggested that during a private event in Shanghai, Miles was seen arriving alone, even though Hu Yixuan was also present. Rumor had it that she left early, visibly upset. Some say she overheard a conversation between Miles and a female staff member that was taken out of context. He's naturally polite, but Hu Yixuan is sensitive, one source explained. She misread something. They didn't talk for weeks after that. When asked about her mood in a later interview, Hu Yixuan gave a subtle but emotional response. Sometimes, even when two people care deeply, they might need space to understand themselves better. The clip went viral overnight. Fans speculated endlessly. Who is she referring to? And why did her eyes look teary at the end? Miles, true to his calm nature, remained silent. He posted a simple quote on his Weibo account a few days later. Silence is also a kind of respect. That single post received over 300,000 comments, most of them asking if it was meant for her. Though neither of them confirmed anything publicly, fans noticed a series of strange coincidences. Hu Yixuan posted a picture of a white lily, captioned, "Forgiveness starts when pride ends." Miles shared a late-night story of a rainy skyline, writing, "Some things fade not because they were fake, but because they were real." Both deleted the posts within 24 hours. Screenshots spread like wildfire. Hashtags like #Wei Hu Yixuan, #Unforgettable Love Offscreen, and #Miles and Hu Silence trended for days. A close friend reportedly told a magazine that Miles tried to reach out privately, but Hu Yixuan wanted time and clarity. They care about each other, but they're afraid of what people will say. Every small action becomes news. It's hard to live freely when every word is analyzed, the insider said. Then came the photos. In mid-2023, Tabloids published blurred images claiming to show Miles and Hu Yixuan outside a restaurant. But instead of happiness, fans noticed the tension in their body language. Miles looking down, Hu Yixuan turning away. Neither confirmed if it was recent or staged. Media headlines exploded with speculation. Miles Wei's relationship under strain? Hu Yixuan seen leaving alone emotional? The end of a perfect on-screen couple? Their agencies refused to comment, but insiders quietly hinted that both were focusing on personal growth. For fans, that sounded like heartbreak disguised as professionalism. By late 2024, both stars seemed to move in separate directions. Hu Yixuan immersed herself in new film projects. Miles took a short break, citing exhaustion. But in December, a clip resurfaced, an old behind-the-scenes moment where Miles quietly fixed Hu Yixuan's coat between takes. Fans commented, "You can't fake that kind of care." It reignited the entire conversation. Suddenly, online communities were divided. Some believed they were done for good. Others believed the misunderstanding was never fully resolved. A few even claimed they were secretly in touch, but keeping it private to avoid pressure. No one knew which was true, but the emotions were undeniable. In early 2025, Miles appeared at a press event. When asked what kind of relationship he values most, he paused before replying. The kind where you don't need to explain yourself to the world. Fans gasped. It felt like a message, not to the public, but to someone he still cared for. A week later, Hu Yixuan posted a quote from a novel on her page. "Sometimes the right person enters your life at the wrong time. And when the time is right, they're no longer there." The comments section exploded with heart emojis and crying faces. The internet once again whispered, "Are they talking to each other?" But neither responded, neither denied, and neither forgot. As of now, both continue to focus on their careers, appearing calm and professional in public. But behind that silence lies a story fans can't let go of. Two people who may have loved deeply, lost quietly, and learned painfully. Whether they will ever reconcile remains unknown. But one thing is certain, the connection that once began as acting has become one of KDrama's most emotionally charged real-life mysteries. The silence between Miles Wei and Hu Yixuan says more than any statement ever could. And maybe, just maybe, it isn't over yet. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the story to keep the light burning for truth and compassion. For almost a year, nothing. No shared promotions, no soft likes, no traces of the playful energy that once defined them. Hu Yixuan buried herself in film schedules and endorsements. Miles Wei turned minimalist, posting only quotes about solitude and growth. But silence has a sound of its own. Fans could hear it echoing, an unfinished melody that still hummed through their older clips. Every re-edit fan video of Unforgettable Love drew comments like, "Why does this still feel real?" You can see she looked at him differently. By mid-2025, people were starting to let go until something shifted. It happened during the Golden Feather Awards in Beijing. Both actors were nominated, Miles for The Midnight Script, Hu Yixuan for Lost Echoes. Nobody expected them to appear on the same red carpet. The crowd gasped when they did. They arrived separately, but cameras caught a fleeting moment. Miles stepping aside to let Hu Yixuan pass first, eyes meeting for barely 2 seconds. She smiled, polite and trembling. He nodded once, as if he'd been waiting for that small acknowledgement all night. The clip lasted only 4 seconds, but it spread like wildfire. Within an hour, hashtags like #MilesWhoReunion, #GoldenFeatherMoment, and #ThatLook hit the trending list. One journalist wrote, "It wasn't romantic. It was heavier than that. It was the kind of look that says we still have things left unsaid." Sources backstage claimed they exchanged a quiet greeting after the ceremony. A makeup artist told an online outlet he congratulated her softly, called her Yixuanjia like before. She smiled and said she was proud of him. It was quick, but the warmth was still there. Neither agency commented, of course. But that night, Hu Yixuan posted a photo of the stage lights captioned, "Some nights remind you that closure isn't always the end." Hours later, Miles uploaded a plain black and white photo of a hand holding a trophy with the words, "Thank you for believing even when things change." The timing was too close to ignore. Entertainment blogs ran headlines for days. Are Miles Wei and Hu Yixuan on talking terms again? The reunion everyone secretly hoped for. Yet not all coverage was kind. Some critics claimed it was staged publicity. Others suggested old emotions can be dangerous. In fan spaces, debates raged, half excitement, half exhaustion. Let them be happy in peace. But what if they're trying again? It became the story everyone whispered, but no one could confirm. 2 weeks later, screenshots circulated showing both actors listed for an upcoming charity gala in Hangzhou. Coincidence or fate? Fans waited nervously, refreshing timelines the night of the event. And then came the photographs. Miles, in a classic black suit, Hu Yixuan, radiant in silver. They didn't pose together, but one frame captured them in the same shot. Different angles, same gentle smile. Body language analysts on social media went wild, drawing circles and arrows, explaining micro-expressions, calling it soft reconciliation energy. The next day, both posted thank you notes to the charity organization. No tags, no mention of each other. Still, fans swore their captions used similar punctuation, the same heart emoji. Anonymous insiders began to hint that the two had cleared misunderstandings. A production staffer told an entertainment podcast. They met months ago, privately. No cameras, just conversation. Whatever hurt there was, they needed to talk it through. According to the same source, it wasn't a romantic reunion yet, it was closure that felt like healing. Miles has matured a lot, the insider continued. He realized some things aren't about who's right or wrong, but about timing. And Hu Yixuan, she's calmer now. She doesn't want bitterness to define their story. The idea of a quiet reconciliation captured the internet's imagination. Fan edits of their past scenes started trending again, tagged hashtag maybe again and hashtag healing chapter. In July 2025, Miles released a digital single, To the Ones Who Left Gently. It was a soft piano ballad, lyrics about letting go without hate. Fans dissected every line. You said silence was safer than words. But silence still echoes your name. Hu Yixuan liked the post within minutes, and then unliked it an hour later. That single action reignited the entire rumor cycle. Blogs declared. She heard the song. Miles Wei's hidden apology, through music. Neither confirmed, but both remained trending for weeks. By September, an anonymous photo surfaced of two figures resembling them in a cafe in Hangzhou. The image was blurry, faces half-covered, but speculation was immediate. A netizen claimed they were talking quietly.
No bodyguards.
Looked comfortable, not romantic, like two people finally at peace. No one verified it, but the internet needed to believe it. For fans who had spent years watching them drift apart, even the possibility of friendship felt like redemption. During a magazine interview promoting her new drama, Hu Yixuan was asked, "What have you learned from past connections that didn't work out?" She smiled faintly before answering, that sometimes love isn't about holding on, it's about understanding when to stop hurting each other. Readers swore there was sadness in her tone. Meanwhile, Miles appeared on a talk show a week later. When asked if he believed in second chances, he replied quietly, "Yes, but not always in the same form you expect." Clipped together, those interviews felt like two halves of one conversation. Late October 2025, Hu Yixuan attended a film festival after-party. Among the crowd, fans caught a glimpse of someone tall and familiar entering through a side door. Miles Wei. No photos, only eyewitness tweets. They talked for 5 minutes, smiling. Then she left first. He watched her walk out and didn't follow. By morning, the topic was everywhere again. Was it closure? Was it the start of something new? Neither side confirmed anything, but the public could feel it. The story wasn't finished. Industry analysts now speculate that both could co-star again, this time in a mature melodrama. A producer reportedly approached them with a script about love that survives misunderstanding. If true, it would be poetic symmetry, art reflecting the rumor that inspired it. For now, though, they remain quiet. Miles keeps writing, Hu Yixuan keeps shining, and the world keeps waiting for a sign. Because when two souls share a story that feels half-told, silence itself becomes part of the narrative. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the story to keep the light burning for truth and compassion.